Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your March 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is a scammer. They are not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. Do not be scammed. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Ooh, okay. One bonus card. And let's look at your chakra energy for this time. Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And then let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Cancer needs to be mindful of? March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. What is the energy that Cancer needs to be mindful of? March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to put these over to the side for just a moment. And we're going to start off with your chakra energy. First, we have the Sacral Chakra, which is flexibility. And so we'll get into that. I'm going to jump ahead. No, we'll get into that in just a moment when we turn everything over. That's really important. There's also a sense of wisdom coming forward, which is really nice. And then we have universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above the crown. Now, the left-hand side here is the inner self. The middle is the heart, the emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. And, of course, one bonus card. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Death card, the Nine of Cups, and the Death card is, of course, Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st, the Tower, the Four of Wands. Don't be upset by the Tower. It's like something had to change because something really beautiful has to come in. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Your bonus card is the Seven of Swords. And then the energy to be mindful of is Cernunnos. This is the Devil card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Capricorn Energy, December 22nd to January 19th. There is a sense you have severe earth sign energy, right, presenting itself here. So there's very powerful earth sign energy coming forward. And this is a time where we can really start to abhor chaos. We want everything to be as ordered, as precise, as, stabilized as humanly possible. Capricorn energy, when it does come in any of its forms, right, can bring with it this kind of needing to fight off chaos, needing to fight off the doubts and the fears and the angers and the upsets. So this is going to be a person who very much needs to be in control of absolutely everything. Now, they don't have to be a Capricorn energy. We are talking here in terms of the energies of people that we have to be mindful of. We have to be mindful during this time of somebody who is absolutely controlling, has to be in control of everything, has to have the last say all the time, believes that they are more important than anybody else. And so that's really going to rub you the wrong way, especially since they're going to be playing off the fact that you're building something. You're moving forward in a way that you really want to. You're looking at things more openly, more honestly, more succinctly for yourself. And as you do so, there's going to be something more that gets to come forward. This is going to be that energy that says, no, you can't. I have to be in control of it. And if I'm not in control of it, you can't have it. It can be severe jealousy, right, coming forward, but it's just that sense of, no, it has to be this way. And then we have the Freyalt, which is the Sagittarius energy coming forward. November 22nd to December 21st is the time frame. Interesting that Sagittarius time frame goes into Capricorn time frame. And this is just a sense of seeking out deeper knowledge, right? But not wanting to share it. It's like somebody, and it can be this person who's trying to stay in control of everything, has more knowledge that they're just not going to share with you. They don't want to. They don't have to, and they're going to keep it to themselves and use it at the most inopportune moment for you, but the most kind of what they feel like they can get the most bang for their buck moment for them. So just be really mindful of that, because they're not playing fair, and they're going to try and control the way that you're moving forward. But with you standing in your power and saying, no, I'm moving towards something great, but also having the scars of having, had an ending come, having lived through a tower time or being in a tower time, they're going to want to manipulate that emotion. Don't let them. The sacral chakras the sacral chakras. The sacral chakra comes forward most definitely, but the chakra energy that comes forward is the sacral chakra and the soul star chakra. So when we have the sacral chakra here, the sacral chakra is where we hold a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives. So here we have the stance of wisdom coming forward. And that's what we need to embrace. The wisdom for what we want, the wisdom for where we're going, the wisdom for, breaking the barriers that have held us back individually. So when we talk about the sacral chakra, again, it holds a lot of negativity. It holds the negativity, this life, past lives, the traumas that we were born with, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments. And so here, there's a real sense of how do I break the cycle? Because we can see you breaking the cycle. We have two very contrasting cards in the public arena of the Tower and of the Four of Wands. One is celebration, the Four of Wands, celebration. The Tower is always something that can give us a bit of a pause, but we don't need to be worried about it here. It's like something has fallen. Something has fallen. Something has fallen apart. We've been pushed out of our comfort zone. And there is a sense of rebuilding to have a stronger, more solid foundation towards what it is that we love. And what the Sacral Chakra is saying here, what is it that we love? What is our creative energy? What is it that we desire? What is our passion and our fire? And that's going to be something that we're really focusing on here. And also not bringing in all the trauma drama from, our past lives, from our ancestral line, from our own history of living and being, and the negative things that were said to us. It leads us to universal light. It leads us to a shining bright, to being able to be that light that shines off, that, connects us with the ether, that grounds us into the earth, and that says, this is me. This is where I want to be. This is what I desire. This is how I'm moving forward. This is my passion. This is my focus. Divinity is working in tandem with you during this time, Cancer, in a very beautiful and very powerful way that lets a light shine. Now, does it make people jealous? Absolutely. Do we have to be mindful of that? Yes, most definitely, because we want to be as successful as possible. It leads us here to the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is prosperity and wealth and abundance. It connects us to earth sign energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We do have that connection coming through very powerfully during this reading. So if we have earth sign energy within our natal chart, or, anywhere within ourselves, that is going to come out very powerfully during this time. There is a sense of needing to plant the seeds. There is a sense of looking at things and seeing the bees not as like, oh my gosh, they're pests, but as the valuable creatures that they are. And that's what we're going to see with things during this time. We're going to see the value within things, not the annoyance. So even with the people that we're having a hard time with, this is why it makes things a little bit complicated, because they're going to be having a hard time with us, and we're going to be sitting in our energy, in our knowledge, and saying, I can see a blessing within you. I can see where you shine, but I can also see where I myself need to shine. Like, I can see the battle here, but there's going to be the sense of giving credit where credit is due. And there's that sense of fairness, but also that sense of planting these seeds of prosperity, tending to what needs to be tended to, looking at what it is that we absolutely desire. And as we do this, and as we open up our eyes, and as we embrace ourselves, it becomes a very powerful place to be. It becomes a very purposeful place to be. The Queen of Pentacles is the person who is seen as being very prosperous, who is seen as being very bountiful, but who is nurturing that prosperity within themselves. It's never going to be, oh, well, this is good enough, I'm just going to, let it slide. There's always going to be this sense of striving towards more, striving towards the caring and the nurturing and the growing and the expanding and the understanding. So if you have any personal endeavors that you want to really focus on during this time, now is the time to do so, because there is just this way of having this kind of green thumb of planting the seeds and watching them grow. And it brings us to the sun. It brings us to this illumination over us of joy and success and happiness. I mean, the sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. So here, there is this sense of joy and prosperity and bounty and brilliance coming in. And that is something that we are absolutely going to be illuminated by. And it is something that guides us forward more than we could ever know. Just this light, and it's the light that we see in the universal light that shines out from us, that expands us, that helps us gain a greater understanding. And it moves us then to the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Oak. So knights protect queens. So there is something about us during this time that is protecting what is most sacred. And that seems like duh, right? Like, of course there would be. But there is also this sense of, I wasn't brave enough to protect this before within me. And there is this sense here that as we embrace our bravery, as we embrace our prosperity, as we embrace our knowledge and our truth and our determination and our insights, more opens up to us than what we had realized. More becomes our power than what we had seen before. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. He really is. And so here, with the Knight of Pentacles, there is just this sense of slowly and steadily defending our truth. We can also find ourselves and feel that we ourselves are sitting on our high horse, our high horse, there we go. And that can be true, most definitely. People can see us from the outside looking in and think, oh, wow, you're putting on airs. We're not putting on airs. We just aren't. It's that we are holding what is valuable to us in a very sacred, very prosperous, very bountiful way. And if people don't understand that, the worse off for them. The more we should feel bad for them, because this is a powerful, brilliant truth that guides us forward. And it leads us to the Two of Pentacles. It leads us to seeing what we're defending, seeing what we're wanting. We're holding on to these seeds. We're nourishing them. We're watching things grow. And we're giving them the care and the attention that they deserve. And then we have the Two of Pentacles coming in. The Two of Pentacles is needing to balance. The Two of Pentacles is looking at these desires, these truths, everything that we're trying to hold within our world. The balancing of family life and work life, the balancing of how we want to live our lives creatively and how we have to live our lives practically. The balancing of every demand that is made on us. And the person that we're forgetting here is to balance ourselves. And if we forget to balance ourselves, everything starts to slip. Everything starts to slip. Everything starts to become overwhelming. We lose sight of a greater picture. And if we lose sight of the greater picture, we lose sight of the blessing. So here during this time, as we look inwardly, there's a battle. There's a sense of, do I know where I'm headed? Do I know what I want? Do I know what I desire? Am I looking at this honestly and truthfully and powerfully and purposefully? And the answer is that we have to step out of trying to balance everything, kind of step back, kind of hold them in our hands for a moment and say, let me plant myself. And it can be literally visualizing the putting down roots sprouting from our feet, and us planting ourselves in our truth, in our prosperity, in our bounty, in the way that we as individuals see the world, and how to move forward in that abundance. And it moves us then to the Seven of Wands. Now we have the repeat of the number 7 here, which means that truth is very important to us during this time. There is a sense that we will call ourselves out. And it's funny to say that, because we'll sit there and we'll be a harsher judge on ourselves than other people are. But other people will also, see the 7 energy around us and call out our inconsistencies, which can be annoying because we'll see them more blatantly, much more clearly than themselves will. So here with the 7 of fire, the 7 of wands, we have to know when to fight and when to walk away. Because it gives, our heart is saying, I cannot put my heart and soul into every single battle. I just can't. I can't fight all the time. It's exhausting. People who fight all the time, I look at them and I'm in a bit of awe of how they could do it, because it is so draining. It is so overwhelming. The 7 of wands is this energy of, I'm choosing my battles wisely now. I'm not letting everybody, define things for me and get my goat. Because if we're always fighting, if we're always getting into arguments, if we're always, fighting for this or for that, when it's really important, sometimes we don't even know that it's the important battle for us, because we're so used to fighting all the time. And it's like here, it's saying, I will only fight when it's important. I will choose my battles wisely, because I will win my battles more often if I do. And that becomes a powerful place within the heart. We're looking here at quality, not quantity. It's not fighting every single person that comes our way, because, that just gets exhausting. It's standing in our knowledge. It's sitting in our knowledge. It's meditating within ourselves. It's embracing our hearts and saying, I will fight for what is intrinsically important to me. But I will not waste my energy on people, on things that in the end will not matter. They just will not matter. And it's very interesting, because defining this whole entire reading is the 7 of swords. And the 7 of swords is taking up our knowledge, taking up what we know, and moving forward. People can say that it's trickery. People might be saying to us during this time, oh, well, Cancer, you're not being as honest as you should be. You're not telling me everything. You don't have to tell them everything, okay? But you have to be as fair as possible, right? As just as possible. So it's gathering up our knowledge. It's gathering up our wisdom. It's gathering up what we need. We're leaving some things behind because it's too much. It's too much to carry it all. And we don't need to carry it all into our future. And it's saying within ourselves, this is who I need to be. This is what I desire. And this is what I'm forging and creating within my truth, within my passion, and within my knowledge. And it brings us, to choosing our battles very, very wisely, because we're redefining the game. There is something here that we are redefining things. We're looking at things much more succinctly, much more clearly. There's something bigger brewing, and we don't want it all to fall away. And it brings us then to the Six of Swords, to gathering up our knowledge, gathering up our information, and moving forward. Moving forward and saying, this is the journey that I have to go on. This is the place that I need to be. This is what I desire. And it becomes this powerful realization, a really, truly powerful realization. The waters get rocky? They absolutely do. We doubt ourselves? Absolutely. But we keep on going because we know that there is more for us. Once we reach the other side, once we have, braved the waters and come to this succinct and powerful truth. Now the Death card here is the dying away of the old self and the rebirth of the new. It is looking at, here we have the crow, the raven, whichever bird it is, but it's a signifier of death and destruction. And we have the small child looking at it. And I have to say, I love these cards. They're absolutely beautiful. And they are made by a Texas artist, and with everything that Texas has been through, if you support them, that would be fantastic. But here, there is this sense of taking this truth out of the darkness, shielded by this mushroom, and looking at what it is that we need. Facing the harsh truths. Facing the harsher realities of things. And looking at it and saying, I might be small in comparison to an ending. In comparison to the cycle of life. But my goodness, am I powerful? My goodness, do I count? The Death card is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. It's finding out that things change, that we change, that we're not the same person that we were before. And that's okay. I mean, just think of it. Think of just even a year back, how different life is now. Just take a moment and think about 13 years back, how different we are from that person, for better or for worse. And it's saying, okay, I know more now than I had ever known before. And I might want the innocence to come back, the false security to come back. But I stand in a truth now. I stand in a strength now that is extraordinary. And it leads us to a blessing. It leads us to a blessing and to a power and to a truth and to a purpose that is absolutely brilliant. It leads us to a place where our heart starts to open. And I love the leaning on the elephant here, the baby elephant and the boy coming together. And it's like, this is what I love. This is my knowledge. This is my wisdom. This is my being. And when we're embracing this knowledge and this wisdom and this being, we're rising to a more profound power. We're rising to a better sense of self. And with this comes a sense of determination and purpose and dedication and insight. So the Nine of Cups, it is going to be very easy for other people to see these blessings within our hearts. It just is. They'll look at us and be like, oh, wow, you have something going on. We'll look at ourselves and be like, what? It's Tuesday. Come on, like, what are you talking about? Type of thing. It's just a normal day. It's just a normal way forward. But there's the extraordinary here. We have to see the extraordinary. Or else we'll let it slip away and we'll see that we're not moving forward in the change that divinity wants. And every time we're not moving forward in the change that divinity wants, divinity kicks us in the tush and has us face a tower time. And the tower time is when things fall apart. It's when divinity pushes us out of our comfort zone and says, you have to look at the bigger picture. You have to look at what is more here. There is going to be no being held back. I'm pushing you forward. And you're going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to like it, and you're going to, curse me up and down the Mississippi. And divinity is saying, that's fine. I don't care if you're mad at me for the short term. In the long run, you will see what this is for. Because it's building something great. It's building the protection and the force and the power that we need to keep on moving forward as individuals. And to reach our potential, because we have the Four of Wands right here. That's celebration. You have the cranes here in celebration. It's like happiness, joy, success, bounty, things coming together. It's new job opportunities. It's new relationship opportunities. It's the relationship becoming more solid and confirmed within our own selves. And it doesn't have to be a relationship in a romantic sense. It can very well be the relationships that we have within our lives, within ourselves, within our world. It's like we're knowing our place better. And it's not saying that in that negative way, like know your place type of way. It's saying that in the after the world has fallen, after the tower has fallen and we've been shaken out of our comfort zones and we've been moving in this tremendous way, there's a reason to celebrate. There's a power, there's a blessing coming forward. And it brings us, and it just does. It's like, oh, this is what it was for. And that's why in the public arena, there are going to be the people who attack, because they're like, why do you get to have happiness after devastation? Why do you get to be finding your footing or, smiling when I'm not? And it's like, because my life is different than your life. Because the lessons I have learned are different than the lessons you have learned. I'm not here for vengeance. I'm here for power of self and purpose of heart and this truth and this kindness to lead me forward. And it brings us to being the student in the public arena of how to build and how to embrace our prosperity. And it's so interesting because in our inner selves, we're the queen and we're the knight, we're the defender and we're the ruler of this prosperity. In the public arena, we're taking everything in. We're looking at everything so openly, so honestly, so succinctly, so powerfully. And it's like being that little kid. And when we're little kids, we learn so much in such a short period of time. When you have a little baby, right, and they can't even hold up their own head, and then in a year, they're walking around getting themselves into all this trouble. That's tremendous. Learning language, learning everything. Here, that's what we're doing. We're having that tremendous growth in a very finite period of time. And there's a sense here of opening up ideas, opening up, concepts and understandings and purpose and power and looking at things quite differently than we had before. And being the student, like kind of figuring out how all the puzzle pieces go together to have the most abundant, prosperous, advantageous life possible. So there's so much that we're learning in the public arena that people aren't even aware of. They see us as being blessed. They see us as moving forward in strength. We're learning so much because we're conquering fears here. We're looking at the nightmares that have held us back with the Nine of Swords. And we're saying, no, there is something, and it's really quite true with the Death card. There is something that has had to die in order for us to be reborn, in order for us to be empowered, invigorated, in order for us to move forward. And that's the fear. That's the doubts within ourselves. That's the questioning and the hardship and the anger and the upset. And so that has, this here is like that sacrifice. It's the sacrifice to the monsters. It's like, here's my fear. Here's my fear. Here's my doubt. Here's my anger. Here's my upset. Here's my, chaos. I can't let it rule me anymore. And I have to release it. I have to name it. I have to see it. I have to own it in order for it not to own me. And that's a very powerful place to be. Name our fears is what's so important. Looking within ourselves and saying, well, why? Why can't I take the steps that I want to take? Why can't I move forward the way that I want to move forward? Why am I always holding myself back in one way or another, with fear, with doubt? And it's because we have to sacrifice it. We have to see it, and we have to sacrifice it. We have to say, this is the fear that I have. I fear that I'll never be able to live my dreams. I fear that this is as good as it possibly gets. I fear that, all my hard work and all my sacrifice and all my effort means nothing. I fear. And it's like, okay, well, what if it does? Like, what if it does? Like, worst case scenario, right? What if it does? And I laugh because it's like, what if we face our worst fears? What if we live our greatest doubts, our greatest traumas within our mind? But we lived it. And I know within the mind doesn't know the difference between make-believe and reality, right? So if we have ourselves live it, does it mean that we're opening up the pathway to it? No, we have ourselves live it. We have ourselves look it dead in the eye. And then we slam that door. And we say, I'm stronger than what you have ever imagined. And that's why we're choosing our energy very, very carefully. We're choosing our battles very carefully because we're overcoming so much. And we're going to find that the day in the sun, the beauty, the prosperity, the warmth, the loveliness is just so intrinsically a part of us during this time. And we will not let the chaos take over. We will not let the fear win. Let's see what the spirit animal message is for this time. Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So we have here the big spirit. Use your mind wisely. Seriously, use your mind wisely because there is so much that is being overcome. There's so much that's being rewritten. That's why it's like the seeds are being planted. The soil is being tilled. There's so much richness coming forward. Use your mind wisely to utilize this. And then we have the lion spirit. It says, be generous of spirit. Be generous not only to the world, but also to yourself. Be generous in your bravery. Be generous in your determination. Be generous in the power of your voice and your truth. Now, your subconscious chakra message is soul's healing. Subconsciously, during this time, we're healing in a tremendously powerful, tremendously unifying way. And this is through the soul star chakra. It's that universal light that shines down on us. It's that healing that guides us forward. And there's a sense here that it brings us into an alignment that has been missing before. And our subconscious spirit animal message is the Armadillo Spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Setting those boundaries, claiming our truth, saying no and yes to things and meaning it. That's a game changer. That really is, because we'll try to spread ourselves so thin. We'll try to say, I can do everything. I can balance everything. I'll get everything done. But having those boundaries and saying, no, this is what I do. This is what I don't. This is what I stand for. This is what I won't stand for. That's important. It leads us to our subconscious person message, which is the star. The star is Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. It is the sense of embracing our prosperity, embracing our power, knowing our greater truth, looking at what it is that we desire. It is a sense of the lights shining down on us in a profound and powerful way. And as we do this, as we look at the highest form of our perfection, we start to balance and see the harmony coming forward in what we want from life and what we want physically from life and what we want spiritually. We have the wish card here with the 9 of Cups. And we have the wish card coming again with the star. What is it that we're wishing for? What is it that we desire? And it brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the 8 of Pentacles. Change moves us forward. Things start to change and we're getting caught up in this. We have the Tower, we have the 8 of Pentacles. The change is moving us. And it's like, ready or not, here it comes. It's a tidal wave that's coming in. And we can't stop it even if we want to. And we know, and there will be times where we are frustrated because we know the change is moving us. We know that we're heading this way. And it's like, I can't stay where I once was. I can't be that same person. And at times we're going to mourn that. And we can see that with the Death card. We can see the mourning. We can see the doubts and the fears. But it's like, I can't stay stagnant. And that is a powerful truth during this time. And the repeat of the number 9. It's showing that we're coming very close to the completion of a cycle. Yeah. Okay. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace something more, as we move towards the greatness set within each and every one of us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.